Well, my question was, what do the kids think about Washington School?
I don't like the part where the school district is trying to turn it into condos. But I don't like that part, but I like the other part.
It's a community building. It's been there for over 100 years. It was paid for repeatedly by the taxpayers of Boulder, and the money should be going to Boulder, if anyone, not to the district. And Boulder should be having a say in what's going to happen to that building and that whole site.
I guess a lot of the questions the Washington school neighbors are asking just seem to go unanswered by the school district. I mean, is there some issue here with the level of responsiveness?
There's a huge issue of lack of responsiveness, lack of accountability. They won't even come to the meetings. They're not even at the table. They don't even come to the design planning meetings. They say, we decided to sell it and we're not looking back. I have been told repeatedly for 5 years by Boulder Valley, move on, move on, move on. How can you move on? This is my kid's school. You know, and actually my kids didn't even go to Washington, but they're all in peril, really. I believe all of the small neighborhood schools in Boulder are in peril right now. They can be very easily closed, just like all the rest of them were, Mapleton, Washington.
Now, the contract with the developer says that it can't be used again for a school. How did that happen?
That was a clause that BVSD put in there at the last minute, and actually the clause will be initiated as soon as the sale is closed. And it's basically a fear thing on BVSD because they're concerned with private schools or any other kind of schools getting put in there.
So in other words, it's like a corporation worried about the competition.
Exactly, right, yeah.
What do you think people can do right now? I mean, do you see any possibility for reversing the circumstances with the Washington school?
I see a little bit. There's a very, very slight chance. My hope is for Mapleton. My hope is that Mapleton will have learned a lesson through this process, and that it's been painful enough for BVSD that they're not going to make the same mistakes with Mapleton. However, I do see that maybe they could. Maybe the citizens, I would encourage you to get involved, get active, go to bvsdwatch.org, go to the Washington School website, their meetings, and just keep making your voice heard. It's important. And I think parents get kind of, after a while, they get a little glossy-eyed with all of the bureaucracy and just, well, there's nothing I can do. But you have to remember, these people work for us. It's our money, it's our tax money, and we should have some say and control as to what happens to it.
Some people have been talking about Boulder creating its own school district. What do you think of that idea?
I think it's a great idea. Actually, that idea was floated about 5 years ago with some people that I was working with around the closures and consolidations. And at the time, I was like, well, we don't really need to go that far. But you know what, Rob? We've tried everything else. We've gone to the elections. We've tried to get board members. We've worked with getting a new superintendent. You know, we've done so many different things. It's not changing the culture of BVSD. All the other steps that we've tried have not changed the culture. So I think it is time for a new district.
People are beginning to really understand the power that the school board has. They don't have to answer to anyone. They don't have to explain it. They just take the money. They took the money that I gave, you gave, this young man gave, and it's called Get the Money and Run. And how do they manage that? It was a secret operation from the beginning.